good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
We back.
Yep.
And we got a lot for you today.
We do.
Got a couple questions for the audience about Joey Bada's new album. It's Lonely at the Top.
Yeah, not It's Lonely. That's my song.
It is your song. I just not realized I started rapping it without thinking about it.
My song.
Get away.
So we're asking the question, is the Joey Bada hype over? And in order to ask that question, we're going to think about some other things, right? Did the labels sabotage his career? Did he need a hit? And that's why the labels are freaking out? Is he trying to get out of his deal? And is Lonely at the Top a cry for help? Is it a message to his fans in order to make it to the next level? So all of those questions we're going to think about and we're going to answer in this conversation. So the first things first is, did the labels really sabotage this situation? As I look through the history, from 1999 to Badass's first album in 2015, to All American Badass to 2000 in 2022, which was his last project, his sales have been slowly creeping down. And also there's a connection to, his label Pro Era, he is, slightly independent, right? Or has the independent leaning.
Yeah.
To his work. So he was in partnership with Cinematic. And if you're not familiar with Cinematic, they also partnered with Big Crit to release a lot of his projects. Cinematic has promptly sold as of 2023. And so now he's released Lonely at the Top with Columbia Records. And all those albums have slowly done worse and worse in the sales department, but they still charted in some ways. And so, do you think that the labels sabotage Joey?
Yes, but I also think that two things can be true. I think that yes, the labels are pretty much kind of sabotaging him by there's a lack of promotion in terms of the things they do for Joey. They haven't necessarily, to me, set him up in regards to like good collabs or anything like that.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about this album though?
I think this album, he's making an attempt, but it feels kind of like some sort of we are trying to break up, but neither of us have enough money to move out. So we're just trying to like work. We gotta kind of like work it out. You know what I'm saying?
I just say what's up to you. We might like have dinner in passing.
Yeah, like,
and we go to bed in separate bedrooms.
Yeah, and
I'll see you later.
None of this feels amicable, but it feels like, well, there's a contract, right? So we gotta, honor.
We gotta get our lease done.
Yeah, like that's what this feels like. Even like having Absol and a wasted didn't use it at Rhapsody verse.
You are so salty about this.
I'm so salty about that. Like Westside, like having Ferg and having Pro Era artists on here. I don't know. It didn't ring like there was passion on this album.
So I think the label is trying to sabotage for a couple reasons. The first reason is Joey kind of stumbled on this accidental beef. It didn't look accidental. Like it seemed like he was really trying to antagonize the West Coast. But now that he's come out and talked to the Breakfast Club, he wasn't trying to do that on purpose. Excuse me. And on top of that, not only was he not trying to do that on purpose, his label didn't capitalize on that moment. They pushed the album back. Mm-hmm. He gave a release date to his fans that the label basically said, "Oh, we're not worried about what you told your fans. We're gonna push you back anyway." And that is one reason why I believe that they're trying to sabotage him. What else are you thinking about that sabotage?
I'm also thinking if I'm a label, right? And every year you've just sold us less. Like, it's time to get some tax write-offs. It's time to get what I can get. It's time to, like, you don't sell well, hey, you didn't meet this, and now we get to write this off, or we get to write off the studio time, or this production, or this person, or whatever, and cut our losses in a way that doesn't necessarily seem like we're cutting our losses to the masses, because most people are just going to blame Joey, be like, well, you didn't sell well. Well, like, a lot of albums will sell better with, marketing or actual promotion. Mm-hmm. When you don't have those things, you're basically putting him at use what star power you had, maybe use some of your show fame or whatever, like, and that's just not genuine to how an actual rollout with the label should be.
Yeah, and we've seen what a rollout could be based off of the clips.
Yes.
And this was also made. This is also a point that was made on a different Breakfast Club interview. We noticed that the labels can get behind somebody if they want to, and with the clips rollout, it was as if the clips were doing something new. That's how behind the times a rollout seems to be to people now.
Yeah.
People aren't used to labels actually marketing and pushing a project or sending the artist to all these different podcasts and things, or doing late night shows, or investing in the tour. And so therefore, it feels like what used to be a traditional rollout is a new marketing thing nowadays.
And the other part of it, like, I would want to get my money somewhere. And I doubt that he's in a 360. So it also feels like they sabotaged him by, this don't feel like a tourable album to me. Like, I feel like he will be touring more off of like 1998, Badass, and those albums than he would be songs off of this album. Like, and he didn't announce a tour as far as I know. And that's another thing where it's like, that feels like sabotage, or you trying to get out if you don't even have a tour behind this when you've been gone for 3 years.
Right. So the elephant in the room is, did he need a hit? Right. So at this point in time, it sounds like he's trying to make a couple hits with Ready to Love, especially on this album, but also with Super Flea. Super Flea, to your point, where when you listen to an album and you hear that, like, this is the single song, this is pretty obvious that Super Flea is one of those songs. Ready to Love is definitely one of those songs for the women. So you got Boy Wonder on High Roller. So that sequence of records between Hitmaker, Boy Wonder, and the other producer for Super Flea, you got a bunch of records that would be label friendly, which is why I think, at this point, it feels like Joey is trying to make some hits.
The effort is so low, though. It feels like he's trying to make a New York hit, because Super Flea sounded so 2001, 2010 fabulous era.
Yes.
And I was listening to it and I was like, okay, that's intentional. And I kind of hear what's going on there. And then we go to Ready to Love, and that sounded, typical Hitmaker.
So it's weird. It's disjointed because the rest of the album sounds like 1999 album from Jay-Z.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have one random thing that sounds 2025.
Yeah. Which it was very this feels like, in terms of like, did Joey try and like sabotage his way out, or try and give them what they needed so he can get out? It didn't feel cohesive in terms of like how the album was flowing. It felt so dark and kind of dreary in a way. So you're like sitting in the lyrics, which is what lyricists want you to do, but it felt like very low effort. And he gave accountability to that on Breakfast Club in terms of him without a hit. But at this point, I feel like there's a lot of different ways that he could get one, that he just, you are the last of the traditional rappers that is way younger than the traditional rappers.
Yeah. You talked about him trying to get out of his album on Dark Aura. He talks about basically being independent. Mm-hmm. And I'll get the line up here in a second, but he wants to be independent in order to escape this label trap that he's been in since 2012.
Yeah.
So for 13 years, he's just been like, I'm stuck in declining sales, and I feel like Joey Badass is a good enough marketer and entrepreneur that he could do that himself, right? So here's what he said. You ain't talking money. You must be talking a different language. Independent mindset. We ain't fucking with those majors. No. Even though, he's signed to Columbia, that fits into the mold that I'm trying to get out of this deal. Mm-hmm. When I set this beef in the motion, I did this on purpose in order to give them what they want so they can release my album and I can get out sooner. That's why he's frustrated about getting pushed back.
Oh no, they messed it all up. They had the beef going on, then they had the Red Bull thing, and if it had released when it was supposed to release, it would have been with the intentionality and the energy of a great rollout.
People would have still been paying attention.
Yeah.
The masses wouldn't have been paying attention.
No, but the people he needed to be paying attention would have been paying attention.
But you can tell that like he's not really into focused on the hits. He even said that on the Breakfast Club interview. He is a recluse, so to speak. He's an artist, and he's an artist. He's more like Basquiat than he is. This isn't a good analogy, but like he's more Basquiat than he is. What is that? I can't remember the painter that does all the super popular things. But anyway, he's that type of artist. He's an artist. He's a musician, a rapper's rapper.
That's a fact.
And when you're that type of person who would go back and retreat inward, he said that his social battery runs out pretty quickly. And so when you're that type of person, I don't believe that you'll ever fit the label's mold. And so trying to get out seems like the most logical thing to do.
What do you see, or what do you guys see, like on the other side of this? Do we think that there's a Joey Badass resurgence or whatever after this album? Do we think that there's going to be an actual exit talk from the album, a transitionary period, or is this going to be like the last we see of him for a while?
You just sent everybody off the video. What about Lonely at the Top? Like, does it fit this overall message that like the Joey Badass hype is over?
To me, yeah.
In what ways?
I think it's an album for like it's a rappers album.
Even with the like three to four back-to-back like smashes, so to speak.
Yeah, because I think that the level of execution on them is still under a Joey thing. It wasn't like he, to me, changed like and did like an 8-bar setup or did like the typical hit stuff that you would do, where you set it up more for a listener than you would actual lyrics. He was still spitting bars from every track, which is what a lyricist does. So I think he kind of like missed the boat on kind of how to execute that with those three.
I think the album is appropriately titled. It has a message of I am lonely. I am, one of one. I have this potential to be a forerunner and a front runner.
Yeah.
In this music game, and I am the next generation of what my peers were, right? So the Drakes, the Coles, the Kendricks, I was a generation under them, even though I came out around the same time.
Yeah.
But even though I'm in this, the rap fans, the underground rap fans think of me this way, I'm still by myself. I'm in a class of my own. I'm not getting the support that I need from the labels. Even when I do try to make a hit, they don't ring off in the same ways. Like, I'm in this situation where I'm stuck, and even more so, my personality puts me back into that space because I'm a recluse anyway.
Yeah. I think this is like just a culmination of all things bad when you're trying to work the potential of an artist and not knowing how to do that. This also, to me, leads even further into the label sabotage. You know what kind of artist you got.
Right.
You see the blueprint. Like, Nas just gave it to y'all. The Clips gave it to y'all.
Yeah, I don't think that Columbia has an excuse in this situation in saying that, like, we didn't want to put the money behind it. They did. I mean, they did film the still video with Absol and Rhapsody, but are they gonna put money behind Ready to Love? Are they gonna put money behind Superfly?
That's yet to be determined, obviously, and we'll just kind of see. But I don't think this is going to do. And actually, I don't even know what their expectations are. If you're going from $250,000 to 80,000 to 22,000, is anything over 22,000 a success?
I think the expectation is at least $100K nowadays.
Do I see this doing 100K though?
Yeah, 10 years ago, 200K was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I think 200K is a massive success now. And right now, I don't feel that energy. I don't feel that energy from the fans. I don't feel that energy from the label. And I don't feel that energy from Joey.
Do we think there's a way for him to... Well, actually, just to answer the question, do you think the Joey Bada hype is over?
Sadly, I think yes, because he's ready to transition to something different.
Ooh.
He's ready for a new run. He wants to get from underneath this label. He wants to ditch the hype that we thought he was going to have.
Yeah.
Which is paired with hits, which is compared to Kendrick, compared to Cole, compared to Drake. And he's going to cement himself as a new artist. So yes, the hype is over. And that's because he wants something different.
I have one take on, take it with a grain of salt, Joey. But if you want to do something different, I would follow the Nas blueprint.
9 albums.
Just go get him, or just go get Hit Boy. Like,
focus on like one producer.
Do a You and Hit Boy album. Let somebody do the heavy lifting in terms of the production and everything. Like, go get Alchemist. Go get somebody that fits what it is that you do, that we expect to just hear bars and dope beats, and go be successful. Because trying to play this game and play the label stuff and trying to get hits don't work, but you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And we have a large blueprint showing that you can be a dope lyricist, have a dope producer beside you, and sell successfully.
Yeah. I think you're saying you don't need to fit a square peg in a round hole.
No, like, let's just stop. Like, label, let that man out his deal. Joey, go and do what it is that you want to do, but like really lock into that and just being the best version of you. Let somebody else handle the production aspect, put you in a bed, put you in an orchestrated album scene, and like go.
Yeah. And what I hear is do it yourself.
You got the chops to do it.
Right. You got everybody would let you on and do an interview. Mm-hmm. Everybody would support you to go on the late night show so you can get the anyway, the late night shows are not even the important part.
No.
You can do everything on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. You can go sit down with Joe Budden. You can go and sit down with, heck, Joe Rogan if you wanted to.
Bootleg Kev, whoever you want to sit down with. There's so many options for promotion and promoting the thing that you like doing.
Right.
And especially like when you're a lyricist, you got to take the road of your fans exist here. You can't play the game or you playing the game. And I think it's just a disservice to a great artist.
Yep. So there's the answer. The hype is over. Yeah. And Joey Badass is about to transition to something new and incredible. And hopefully our prediction is right. But what is your prediction? What do you think that Joey Badass is getting ready to do? Do you think that the label sabotaged him? Do you believe that his hype is over? We want to know what your comment is down in the comment section. And please do like, comment, and subscribe to No Rhyme or Reason, where we got a new video for every week. We're going to be off for a week and got some shorts coming up for you, some blast for the past, you know what I mean?
But we'll see you guys in the next piece, a 1 and a 2, and peace.